Hey, this is Mike Barnes, the Financial First Responder. Hey, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe my channel. I just wanted to give you a quick blurb today. It's Labor Day weekend, and for a lot of you, you're out celebrating, taking time with family, enjoying life. But I want you to think about something for a second. The title for today is Financial Preparedness. Now, some of you prepare for everything in life, but somehow you forget to prepare for your finances. Now, what do I mean by that? With the current economy the way it is, and for some of y'all who work for different organizations or agencies, or maybe you're in your latter years of service within the military, or maybe you're working for the government, I want you to start thinking about this one question. What if I can't do what I'm used to doing because, and you can put anything in that because. Maybe you become disabled and can't work anymore, so your income changes, gets cut in half. Maybe you have to take care of a loved one because of a parent passing away or a child getting sick or hurt. Maybe you, God forbid, do something wrong and it causes your termination from your employer, or it causes you to get a bad eval or performance, which could affect your future employment. I want you to start thinking about the what-ifs in life, right? Because financial preparedness means that you're prepared for what I like to say, life happening. So, I'm on my way to the gym, and as we prepare ourselves, when we look at our nutrition and we look at our eating habits and we look at our fitness goals and we look at, our spiritual goals, preparing our mind. And I want you to start thinking about, what is it that I need to prepare for financially that will take care of me for the rest of my life? Or if I have to take care of a parent or a child. A lot of you know I'm in the sandwich generation. My father passed away March 15th of this year. I am constantly working, planning, talking to my mother about different things that we can do to make sure she's comfortable. So, I want you to start thinking about it. I have 2 sons in college right now. And so I'm sharing this with you not to impress upon you that, yeah, I'm doing all this. What I'm saying to you in essence is that stuff happens, guys. And you need to be ready, financially prepared for what will happen. We live in an environment where we don't know what's going to happen from day to day based off of our current administration. Never before in history have we had such regulatory concerns that we do right now over our lives and our money. So I want you to start thinking about, what if I needed to pack up and move to another country? Could I do it? What if, because of the tariffs that are actually being enforced right now, I couldn't get the supplies for my business or the actual materials or things that I need to actually take care of my family? What if I didn't think about the financial needs that I need to do for my family in the event I become disabled? Most of you don't understand disability, but you have 2 types of policies out there, and there's modifications of them. But you have a Any-Occ, any occupation, and then you have a Own-Occ, your own occupation. Now, the Any-Occ says that basically you may have where as an example, you make $5,000 or $10,000 a month, and you're saying, hey, if I become disabled, I want to receive, say, 60% of my income for my if I was to become disabled. And so what happens is that your ability to basically take care of yourself is based off of your ability to earn money. So if it's an Any-Occ, that means that even if you're a lawyer, a doctor, a physical therapist, a nurse, it's a little different for military people, by the way. But let's say that you get hurt on your civilian job and you don't have a disability policy, right? You just cut your income by probably half, if not 60%, right? Now there are some things that you need to be aware of, that if you have an Any-Occ, that basically means that the only way it will pay out is if you can't work anywhere. Hence Any-Occ. Now, if you're a professional and you have a Own-Occ, that means if you can't do your profession, even if you become a teacher, as an example, say you were practicing law, you lost your voice, you were an actual litigator, you lost your voice, or you're a dentist and you become paralyzed in your hands, or you're an OBGYN, or you're a nurse and you can't walk because of a car wreck or some type of issue. Any-Occ means that you got to basically not be able to work anything for you to receive pay. Own-Occ, your own occupation, means that literally, if you can't do what you were used to doing, they don't care if you work. Because you can't do that specific job, you can get paid. So as an example, if you're making $100,000 a year and you get 60% of that, then that means you're making right at $60,000. And if you were paying for the premiums, not your job, but you, that means that you're going to get that money tax-free. Now, if your job was paying for it and you never paid the taxes on it, you're going to have to pay taxes on the disability income. So your income just dropped by $40,000, and you got to pay taxes on the money that you receive. So those are some things that I want you to think about. A lot of times when people call me and ask about life insurance, they're just thinking about, well, if I die, I just want to have enough to take care of my family. And so we go through what we call a dime theory. The dime theory is basically we look at their death, how much they want to actually put into a funeral, debt, how much debt they own or owe. We look at their income, how much they actually produce. We look at the mortgage, how long they would want to pay for a mortgage for their spouse or their children. And then we look at education, how much they would want to provide for their children. Are they going to do 50% of their children's education, or 25%, or maybe 100%? So we look at all those things to figure out what life insurance they would need, right? And so those are some things that I want you to think about as far as your financial preparedness. Like, really think about that. Get with your financial advisor, your financial planner. You know, call me, the financial first responder. Text me or DM me in this actual video. And I want you to start thinking about why is it that you need to be financially prepared? You know, and we're not even talking about the risk mitigation of this. You know, some of you have the wrong homeowners insurance. You have the wrong, you don't have renter's insurance if you don't own a home. You're just taking a lot of risk. And in today's economy and environment, You can't afford to take any risk, guys. You really need to prepare. You need to actually have a plan in place to take care of you. Now, for my veterans out there, it may be a little different for you because you're getting disability and it's not taxed, right? So you're getting this extra money and a lot of you are still working. So do you have a plan in place that you're putting some of this money away? Or you're just betting on, because I'm a disabled vet and I'm 100% total and permanent. That's the only way your money is guaranteed, actually. If you're at 90%, 80%, yeah, you earn that money, but what if the president or Congress or anybody that comes in the future says, hey, we can't afford to take care of our veterans anymore. We're going to have to cut this back. I want you to start thinking about, stop depending on people to take care of you. You really need to be prepared. You really need financial preparedness. What if we have another Katrina? What if we have, which there was a celebration, or not really celebration, but a remembrance of the Katrina victims this past week. What if we get attacked? What is your plan? Like, do you have a plan? Like, are you literally living life by the seat of your pants? You need a financial preparedness plan, right? Why do you think that there's FEMA out there? Why do you think that there's CDC? Why do you think the government has all of these different agencies in the event pandemic, in the event hurricane, tornado? There's some things that have to be enacted, but the government kind of expects you to kind of take care of yourself before they get there. I'm just saying, people, I need you to think about this. Like, really think about this. Stop living life vicariously and not thinking about where you need to be financially. If you haven't got a financial plan in place, you don't have a trust, you haven't looked at your life insurance on a regular basis. As your needs change, job change, divorce, marriage, have a baby, taking care of grandchildren because maybe your child has gone into addictive state and can no longer take care of their child. These are real issues that we don't address in our communities. We only address them when it happens, and at that point, it's too daggone late. I don't want to rant and rave, but I really want y'all to start thinking about this. Like, even when you're preparing to die, and yeah, you should be doing that too. Spiritually, you should be talking to God and getting guidance. I like to say the Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth. That's what my grandmother told me, and I appreciate that because she actually helped me understand that you're not going to be here forever. I'm going to tell you, what hit me most was with my father, and I want you to look at my eyes here. When my father passed away, as the elder son, I immediately went into, I got to do this for my mom. I got this for my brother, my sister, that, my family, my children, and it's a lot of stress on an individual that may not be prepared. You got estate planning. You got the probate process. You got so many different things that you need to do to be financially free of worry. Some of you are talking about, with this current administration, I'm going to move and live 6 months out the year in another location. Some of you can afford to do that. And then some of you are just talking, right? I heard a sermon the other day, and it was talking about the three birds. It talked about being an eagle and how the eagle flies in the air, right? And it talked about how they hunt and how they flow, right? And how they are usually on their own. In financial preparedness, you need to be an eagle. Now, there's buzzards. Now, buzzards, they fly at a low altitude. and they're looking for carnage. They're looking for ways that they can actually survive. You don't want to be a survivor getting the crumbs from everybody else. And then there's turkeys. Turkeys got wings, but they can't fly. They can't hold any altitude. So I want you to start thinking about, am I going to be a financial eagle? Am I going to be a financial buzzard? Am I going to be a financial turkey? Because I really think that a lot of you don't think about your finances until it's too late. You're looking at the fact that somebody will take care of you. Well, there's Social Security. Well, you got to qualify for Social Security, which means you had to work 40 quarters or 10 years. And some of you know that we got relatives in our families that haven't held a job, kept a job, or can't keep a job, and can't take care of themselves financially. But they always got their what? Handout. And you love them. You've went to school, got your education, went in the military, changed the way you do stuff. You got a retirement, got maybe 1 or 2 or 3 retirements plus disability. And they somehow envy you because of the decisions you made. I'm not preaching to the choir here, but I want you to start thinking about something. The decisions I made at 18, good or bad, have kind of ruled my life. Me deciding to raise my right hand and go in the Marine Corps when my father was against it. My mother being different, being that eagle. Down to going to North Carolina Central, Eagle Pride. It's our mascot. Funny how God works. Marine Corps Eagle Globe and Anchor, right? Joining the Army after a 13-year break in service, becoming an officer, Eagle moment. Joining the financial community because I didn't understand what I didn't understand, and I wanted to understand what others didn't understand about finances, Eagle moment. Changing the way I do things, not just relying on one income, buying real estate, buying crypto, educating myself and others on how to do that so that they won't be taken advantage of. Eagle moment. Talking to people about protection and risk mitigation. Eagle moment. Helping business owners, military and law enforcement, veterans, decide how they need to do their businesses. Eagle moment. I am an eagle. I am not a buzzard. I'm not looking for the crumbs that are on the ground. I'm flying high. I'm scaling. I'm looking at what needs to happen in my atmosphere. I'm definitely not a turkey. I'm not just looking at what's happening and wondering what's happening. There's usually 3 types of people. There's the people that make stuff happen, an eagle. There's the people that watch things happen and do nothing, a buzzard. And then there are the people that look around and be like, what just happened? The turkey. There's a reason why on Thanksgiving, the most eaten bird in the United States is a turkey. They're easy to catch, they're easy to cook, and you can't mess up the meat. Well, some people can. What I'm saying to you guys, you need to be eagles. You need to figure out how do you perform at a top level. Shout out to my mentors, one of them, Superhuman. My other mentors, Russell Brunson, ClickFunnels. I got a lot of mentors, guys. I can only be the better person if I have people training me and advising me myself. And these are paid for mentors. I know there's people out there that's on the YouTube atmosphere to say, oh, you shouldn't pay for mentors. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. Stop listening to that. Be an eagle. Be willing to pay others to get better. I'm about to go in this gym. Don't we pay for gym memberships? And you usually don't have people training you and educating you on how to properly use the gym. So people buy packages and get personal trainers and things of that nature. Be an eagle. Financially prepare so that you can live life consistent with the way you want to live life. And it's okay if you don't want to fly first class. I meet people, I don't need to do all that. But I guarantee you, once you do it, you immediately say, oh, I like this. That's an eagle moment. Another eagle moment is flying private. That's one of my goals. Some of you don't want to fly private. You think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. Well, guess what? I got mentors that fly privately. And the reason why is because it saves time. And out of everything that I've been talking to you about today, the reason why you financially prepare is to save yourself time, energy, and money. And that stands for system. Save yourself time, energy, money. So, as an eagle, I want you to start doing that. Look, this is Mike Barnes, the Financial First Responder. Please like and subscribe my channel. I look forward to talking to you. Some of you will be watching my new journey with my wife. We are franchise owners of a Hot Works, and we'll be showing some of that on another channel. But I just want you to understand, I'm not telling you stuff I think I know. I'm telling you stuff I'm doing. Whether it's buying real estate, crypto, financial preparedness, readiness, I need you to start thinking like an eagle. Don't be a buzzard and don't be the turkey. Till we talk again, this is Mike Barnes, the Financial First Responder. God bless.